Hey, my name's Bryan, and today I want to talk about flight and why we do slow flight. You're probably asking, why is it that we practice slow flight? You didn't buy the airplane to go slow. If you did, you don't know how transportation works and how vehicles fit into our lives. A lot of instructors will tell you the reason we practice slow flight is so you can get used to how the aircraft responds at a slower speed and feel the difference in the controls. Not for me. For me, the reason we practice slow flight is because flying slow is incredibly frustrating. You don't know how you're going to act in a frustrating situation until you've been in one. So what we do is we take the aircraft up, we slow it down, and now you know you're going to have all kinds of responses, both mental and physical. The idea is to get you as frustrated as possible in the aircraft so you know how you're going to react in a frustrating situation like a really bad headwind, or if your buddy calls you up and wants you to go to lunch in his Bonanza. So what is slow flight? Well, it's different in every plane. Generally, your slow flight is going to be right around the speed you fly your short final. So for me in this aircraft, it's about 150 knots.
All right, so here we are in the taxiway, and what we're going to do is we're going to take off, climb to about 4,000 feet, and then I'm going to bring the throttle back and get us to about 150 knots so I can demonstrate how slow flight works in the Cirrus, and I'll also explain a little bit why it's different in this plane versus some other aircraft. So let's get started. Just for reference, right here is about the speed we would do slow flight in a plane such as a Bonanza, but that won't work in the Cirrus. As you can see, we aren't even able to get airborne at this speed. All right, so adding full power, heels on the floor. All right, airspeed looks good. There's 70 knots, and rotate. That was a textbook takeoff. Whoops, I completely forgot the noise canceling on my headset.
Thank you. Oh my God.
All right, so here we are. We're at our cruising altitude, and we're moving pretty good. It looks like we're doing about a Mach. We're going real fast. I've got the speedometers pegged, but I'm going to start bringing the throttle back now. And I'm dialed back right here to about, say, 150 knots, and right away, I can feel my blood pressure going up. My hands are starting to sweat a little bit. I feel nauseous. Kind of feel dizzy. This would make any flight feel like a cross country. I don't care how short it is. No one should have to fly like this. Now, this is what it looks like flying in slow flight, which to most people wouldn't be a big deal. But to a 500-hour certified Cirrus master like myself, slow flight feels more like this. This is easily the worst part of my day. So it goes without saying that right now I am not happy at all. This doesn't feel right. It doesn't look right. This plane does not, should not be flying at speeds this slow. This is not what the Cirrus was meant for.
On the other hand, this Grumman only does slow flight. Quite frankly, I'm amazed it gets off the ground most of the time. And you know what they say, time to spare, go by Grumman. Now you can actually go slower in the Grumman if you want, but on the other hand, you also want to fly. So you kind of can't do both.
All right, so now the reality sets in. Here you are in your Cirrus, flying slow, frustrated. What are you going to do? Well, this is a really good time to keep yourself occupied with something. You might want to take up a craft, something that you've always wanted to do, an old project that's unfinished. Maybe you want to work on honing in one of your more important life skills. You have a lot of options, but you're going to have to do something, otherwise you're going to go crazy. It's important to mention you don't want to get too slow with your slow flight. You can see someone off in the distance got a little bit slow, and that didn't do well for them. Well, so there you have it. That's slow flight in a nutshell. It's not scary. It's not dangerous. You know, I can give you the pros and cons. The cons are unlimited, too many to name. The only pro I can think of for flying this slow is the cost savings, the fuel savings. As you may or may not know, Cirrus is powered by the tears of a mother whose child just got a cochlear implant and is hearing her voice for the very first time. Can't put a price on that. All right, well, that's it for this one. Stay tuned. There's a bunch more videos to come, all free lessons from me on how to become a better, safer, more just awesome pilot. So have a great day.